Hey, sixth grade, we are going to do the lesson 3.3, explore division of mixed numbers. I can find the quotient of mixed number or fraction and a mixed number, fraction, or whole number. So we're just going to take yesterday's lesson and go a step further. Spark your learning. 4 friends go hiking. They bring snacks, a compass, and 3 1/3 quarts of water. If they share the water equally, how many quarts will each person get? I want you to pause this video, work it out, and then press play when you're ready to check. All right, there are several different ways you could do this. I chose to use division. So I'm gonna say, okay, I had 3 1/3 for everyone to drink out of, and there were 4 people sharing it. You could have drawn a picture if you wanted. Like I said, there's so many different ways. So this is how I did it. And I am not going to use mixed numbers because we have to always change them to improper fractions. So 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. And we always make our whole numbers over 1. Okay, so we know that to divide fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal. So I have 10/3 times 1 over 4. And then I'm going to go straight across. 10 times 1 is 10, and 3 times 4 is 12. I can simplify both of those by 2. That is 5/6. So I know that each person will get 5/6 quart of water. Again, there were so many ways to do that, but hopefully you got the same answer. All right, let's go to the next page. 3 friends go on a hike that is 4.5 miles long. If they take breaks as shown at the right, then how many breaks will they take? So it says they take a break every 3/4 of a mile. It's over here. Draw a bar model to represent the mixed number 4.5. How many equal-sized rectangles did you need? How many of them did you shade? Okay, so we need 4.5. So I'm going to draw my bar model. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 5 rectangles. But we only want 4.5 of those shaded. So 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Okay, so then we shade 4.5. How can you find how many times the hikers must take a break? We want to know how many 3/4 are in 4.5. Okay, so that's what we're trying to find out. That's our division problem. How many 3/4 are in 4.5? Use your bar model to find how many breaks the 3 friends will have. So let's see here. Let's take our bar model that we had, draw it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we needed 4.5, right? But then we need those, how many 3/4? So we need to break our wholes into 4s. So you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here's my 5th one where we just had the half, okay? So we need to know how many 3/4. So here's a 3/4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we divided each rectangle into fourths, and then we can shade 3/4. How many 3/4 are in 4 1/2? Well, we can count. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Write an expression to show the operation you would use to represent the situation. So what's the math problem that we just did? We took 4 1/2 and we divided it by 3/4, but we used a picture. All right, this one says, Marian has 4 2/5 pounds of peanuts that he needs to divide evenly into 6 bins. How many pounds of peanuts will be in each bin? Okay, so it told us right here that they were doing 4 2/5 divided by 6. So we're going to do 4 2/5 divided by 6. Will the quotient be greater than or less than 1? How do we know? Okay, well, it's going to be less than 1 because 6 is greater than 4 2/5. It's going to be less than a pound in each of them. Because we took 4 and we're dividing it into 6 groups, that's bigger than what we started with. Okay, so it says write the mixed number as a fraction greater than 1. So we had 4 2/5, and to change it to a mixed number, we multiply 5 times 4 plus 2. What's 5 times 4? Plus 2. Okay, so they kind of wrote it out weird, but remember you do denominator times the whole number plus the numerator. All right, now let's finish dividing this out. So we had 22/5 divided by 6. And so remember that that's actually 6 over 1. And we multiply by the reciprocal, so it becomes 22/5 times 1/6. Then if we multiply straight across, 22 times 1 is 22. 5 times 6 is 30. And then if we divide it by 2, 22 divided by 2 is 11, and 30 divided by 2 is 15. Complete the sentences to describe how to solve the division problem. Okay, this is important. First, we're going to write the mixed number as a fraction greater than 1. Then we're going to change the operation to multiplication. And replace the divisor with its reciprocal. And lastly, we're going to multiply. There will be 11/15 pounds of peanuts in each bin. Okay, this right here is super helpful. I would make sure I can find this when I'm doing a quiz or a test or my homework, because it has the step-by-step what to do. Okay, I want you to try number 3 using the information from E, and then when you're ready, hit play. So it says, consider the problem 2 1/4 divided by 3/8. Complete the steps to show how to divide the mixed number by the fraction. So we take 2 1/4, we have to make it into an improper fraction. So we would do 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9 over 4 divided by 3/8. Remember that we keep the first fraction when we multiply by the reciprocal. So we have to change 3/8 on it upside down and make it 8/3. Now we can multiply straight across. 9 times 8 is 72. 4 times 3 is 12. And then we can reduce this. How many times does 12 go into 72? 6. So our final answer is 6. All right, let's look at this last part. Phil works at a pet store where fish are sold. He has 5 1/4 liters of water to add to several aquariums. If each aquarium needs 7/8 liter of water, how many aquariums can he fill? All right, so what's the problem that we're doing here? Well, let's think about this. He has 5 1/4 liters of water, He wants to put water into aquariums. He wants to put 7/8 into different aquariums. So that's what we're dividing. We started with that big amount, and that's what we're dividing up. Will the quotient be greater than or less than 1? How do we know? Well, we know it will be greater than 1 because 5 1/4 is greater than 7/8. Remember, if your first number is bigger than your second number, your answer is going to be bigger than 1. All right, so let's complete the steps to show how to divide the mixed number by the fraction. I want you to pause it, and I want you to do that on your own and then check it. Okay, so first we need to change 5 1/4 to an improper fraction. 4 times 5 is 20 plus 1 is 21, and you keep the denominator. Remember, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal, so it's 21/4. Reciprocal of the second fraction, so we turn it upside down, 8/7. Then multiply straight across. 21 times 8 is 168. You could use your calculator if you needed. 4 times 7 is 28. And then we could say, okay, how many times does 28 go into 168? Which is just 168 divided by 28, which is 6. So he can fill 6 aquariums. Remember, you can use your calculator if you would need to for that multiplication and division. Okay, it says in part C, you multiply the fractions when divided and then divided to get the answer. However, you can simplify the solution before you ever multiply. Okay, so we can do that if we would like. You do not have to. If you look here, here's our 21 times 8/7, 21/4 times 8/7. So instead of multiplying, they said, okay, that 21 and that 7 there have something in common. They both have a 7 in common. So let's divide them both by 7. And so they did 7 divided by 7 is 1, and 21 divided by 7 is 3. We'll look at the 4 and the 8. We can divide both of those by 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. And then we could multiply 3 times 2 is 6, and 1 times 1 is 1, and you get the same answer. So you can choose to simplify first or simplify last. It does not matter to me. All right, guys, that was our division with mixed numbers. Remember that you always, always, always need to turn your mixed number into an improper fraction before you start. And then you're going to multiply by the reciprocal. Keep your first fraction the same, change to multiplication, and turn that second fraction into a reciprocal by turning it upside down. Talk to you later.